welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about 5 things I will not be buying in 2025, and I'm really glad that you're here. So before we get started, I want to make 2 things clear. Number 1, this is not a no-buy year for me. I deeply respect people who do no-buy years, no-buy months. I think it requires a lot of discipline, and I've watched some fabulous creators as I was researching this video that have done that. And it really, to me, is more impactful how it changes their relationship to stuff. I'm not doing a no-buy year, but I have come up with 5 things that I won't be buying. So before we talk about that, we need to talk about what has changed about my consumer behavior and why things for me when it comes to what I purchase have so drastically changed. A couple years back, I read the book Swedish Death Cleaning. I've talked about it a lot on this channel. I watched the show with Amy Poehler. It was amazing. And this kind of stirring and shift started happening in me about my relationship to my stuff. And at that point, I really started paring down and clearing out and just releasing things that were not serving me well in my life. Really just having a lot more respect for my things, for my money, and for myself in regards to consumerism and what I was bringing into my home. After that happened, we had some very tragic news last year. My mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. She took a turn for the worse that required us to very quickly empty the contents of her home and put it on the market so that those funds could go towards her care. I did a very vulnerable and emotional video about that. You can go watch it right here. It really touched a nerve with a lot of you, and I really realized that I did not want to end my life with that kind of relationship to belongings. So I've been more motivated than ever. I keep kind of waiting for it to kind of wane a little bit, and it hasn't. I've stayed very determined. I still do Swedish Death Cleaning pretty much every week. In fact, I just cleaned out our utility closet yesterday, and I'm finding my relationship with stuff completely transformed. So as we move into a fresh year, I thought I would write down a few things that are going to change for me. And the 5th one on this list is literally going to change my daily life. So we'll get into that in a minute. So the first thing I'm not buying in 2025 is anything on sale. That does not mean that if I am in need of an item that I'm not going to go try to find a good price for that item. What it means for me is what I'm not going to do is scroll the sale pages of websites that I love, and I am not going to go through the racks of stores that I love that are in the back with what is on sale. Here's why that does not work for me. Because instead of saying, okay, it is time for me to get a new bathing suit, which is actually true. I am in desperate need of a new bathing suit. So I'm going to go to Land's End, for example, and I'm going to go to the sale tab, and I'm going to scroll through everything that they have on sale. What ends up happening then, and I'm sure this is true for a lot of us, I see things that are a great deal that I didn't even know I needed. Oh my gosh, look, they have this on sale and this on sale, and well, that's an amazing price on that. And it ends up being a very bad idea. And things end up going into my cart that have no business being in my cart, things that I don't need, that I don't want. Instead, I will put into the search engine of whatever website it is, navy blue tankini, which is probably what I'm going to get because that's what I always get. And what will come up is the particular item I am looking for. Now, if it happens to be on sale, great, but it is the browsing and the scrolling that causes me to buy things unnecessarily. The same is true on Instagram, and I'm basically not clicking on any Instagram ads at all because what happens is a cute dress pops up in my Instagram feed. I mean, they know what they're doing. They're spending billions of dollars to get my eyeballs on their brand. And I'll go and see things that I didn't even know existed. So how could I have possibly know that I needed it, right? And it causes me to be separated from my money. So I want to have respect for my money, and I want to have respect for myself. And a way I can do that is by only going and searching for items that I know I need. And then, of course, trying to find the best price on that particular item. but no longer will I be scrolling the sale pages or browsing the sale racks. Number 2 thing I will not be buying in 2025 is fast fashion. Now, this idea of fast fashion is a little challenging to quantify, but by and large, what I mean when I talk about fast fashion is clothing that is meant to be almost disposable. The quality is poor, they are generally made in unethical working conditions, and they are just not meant to stand the test of time. That does not always equate to a price tag, but frequently it does. We're talking $3 t-shirts, we're talking, $10 shorts, things that are only meant to wear for maybe one vacation. And this whole idea of having a new outfit and never repeating an outfit only helps retailers. It does not help consumers. It not only creates an enormous amount of waste, and you can go research that on your own, but it's a major problem of our world right now is all of the clothing that ends up just going in the trash. But it also creates a huge problem for your pocketbook and for your stress level. Because if you have 300 items of clothing to go to get dressed, you're going to feel like you have nothing to wear because you have 300 items of clothing. The fast fashion thing, I really started over 2 years ago, but I will continue in that vein. Does that mean that I will never buy, a cotton t-shirt at Target? No, it won't, because honestly, something like a white t-shirt is unlikely to last you more than a couple seasons anyway, and Target has some really good t-shirts. But it means that I'm not going to go buy a new outfit just because it's extremely reasonably priced and it will look good for a couple of wears. I'm only going to spend the money that I have to buy clothing, which is not going to be much because I really don't need any clothing right now, on things that I know will last several seasons, where that cost per wear, it may be a lot of money for me to purchase the item originally, but these are items that will last me and last me and last me. That means I'm an outfit repeater quite a bit. God bless those of you that watch like my cruise videos thinking you're going to see a new outfit, because you're probably not. You're probably going to see the same things I've been wearing, but that's because I'm mindfully buying pieces that are a little more expensive and then I don't have to replace them. Some of the items I'm wearing now I've worn for over a decade, and proudly so. So that will continue into 2025. The other thing I'm not going to buy, and this has its own separate category, is fast home decor. Again, a little challenging to quantify, but I think we can all think through our buying habits and think about what we're talking about. I'm talking about cheap seasonal decor from the dollar spot at Target, that little area in the front that can be oh so tempting because sometimes they have some really cute stuff. I'm talking about inexpensive candles that I absolutely don't need. I'm talking about home goods. There was a time when I would go into Home Goods on a fairly regular basis and just wander around and see what the world might want to sell me. I'm telling you, that is a really quick way to be separated from your hard-earned dollars, and it is not something I'm going to do anymore. Again, going back to the same thing I said about the sale items, if I need something, for example, a new mirror, we just had to buy a new bathroom accessory for one of our bathrooms downstairs. Home Goods can be a great place to go for that. That's not the problem. The problem is when you go in there and you basically let Home Goods tell you what you're going to buy. If you haven't been thinking about an item at all, you probably don't need it, and it's probably just something that's going to clutter your house, and in a couple years, you'll end up either donating or throwing in the garbage. So I am completely avoiding fast home decor. All right. Okay. The number 4 thing I will not be buying in 2025 is gadgets. Kitchen gadgets in particular, electronic gadgets, things that the internet loves to sell me, that Instagram loves to sell me as literally the next best thing, the thing that will change my life. This one kitchen item that you haven't had for your entire, in my case, 35 years of cooking and caring for myself, but if you get it, it will change your life. It's not true. It won't change your life. Generally speaking, those things end up either in a cabinet somewhere and you forget you have them, or they just end up in the trash. Some of you are in a place in your lives where maybe you're just setting up your independent life, or you've had a big shift in your life. Maybe you do need to buy a few things. Air fryers. Everybody loves a good air fryer. I don't own an air fryer. I don't want to buy an air fryer. Could I make some cool things with an air fryer? Possibly, but it's just something I've chosen not to do. I have plenty of pots and pans. I have a rice cooker. I have a crock pot. I have a blender. We will call these things good enough. I will not be adding any gadgets to my life. And this is another area where you really, really have to be careful as you consume social media, because there is video after video after video on this platform about different gadgets you can buy for your kitchen that will transform the way that you cook. And I just think by and large, it's not true. You may have a new gadget that you bought for your kitchen that changed your life. I have not found any of them that are worth their salt, and I have a way of cooking that I'm very comfortable with at this point, and I will not be adding any gadgets to my life in 2025. Okay, the number 4 thing I will not be buying in 2025 is subscriptions to anything. Now, I'm talking digital subscriptions. I do love magazines, so that's a completely different category, but I'm talking about anything where you enter a credit card and they want you to auto-renew and it happens monthly. This includes streaming services. This can include apps that you might be tempted to buy. This can include any it seems like our world is just obsessed with subscription services. Anything and everything that you could possibly buy where it's going to auto-renew, where you could maybe forget that you have it. We do use Rocket Money now, which has really helped us with that, because I found a couple streaming services that I didn't even know I was paying for that we were able to cancel. It's not that I don't already have some, but I'm not going to add any additional. If something is put in front of my eyeballs that I might want to do, the second I see that I have to put in a credit card number and it automatically renews not only monthly but annually, and I don't know if y'all know this, but now even if you switch your credit card, a lot of the credit card companies go ahead and honor the old credit card unless it expires if it's digital. No, I don't want to be on the hook with any big companies month after month after month. It's ridiculous. And I don't know when we shifted to that, but again, to me, it shows a lack of respect for my time and a lack of respect for my money. If I buy a service and I'm really going to use it, and this doesn't really apply to my business because there are a few things for my business that I have no choice but to purchase that way, but I'm not adding anything new, and certainly not in our personal lives. I'm not going to buy anything that requires a credit card and auto renews month after month after month, seemingly until eternity. I'm not doing it. No more digital subscriptions. Okay, now this last thing is going to take the rest of the video for me to talk about, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. I am no longer purchasing things from Amazon. Now, this is going to seem very hypocritical when I tell you that Amazon really tries to push creators to push their site. The bonuses that they offered me last year, and that I took advantage of. I made thousands of dollars as an Amazon affiliate partner last year, okay? I will no longer, now I'm not going to go back through and delete all of my current Amazon links because quite frankly, it would just be too laborious. There's too many of them. I will no longer be purchasing from Amazon, and I will no longer be recommending Amazon links to you. If I can't find a link for it another way, I will just be mentioning the product and there will not be a link at all. I am having it's been coming for a while with Amazon going all the way back to their practices with kind of working with smaller brands and how challenging it was. For years now, there are so many brands that I purchased that it was just easier to do it through Amazon. And instead of, going to the brand's website and buying things that way, and I just don't want to line their pockets anymore. And you can go do your own research, but it's to do with their business practices, the way they treat employees, the labor issues they've been having, this big idea of this huge conglomerate that just controls every market. Does my not purchasing from Amazon anymore do anything? Will they feel that? No, but it's still something that I feel is important for me to do. So let's talk about what that means for my daily life. It means I have to find other sources for things. It means sometimes I have to get in my car and go to a brick and mortar store, which the truth is I can walk to my grocery store, okay? It also means sometimes I'm going to pay slightly more for a product. It means that sometimes I'm going to choose to go directly to the website for whatever the brand is. Let's use Elemis as an example. And I'm going to actually pay shipping because I don't want to line the pockets of Amazon anymore. Is that stupid on my part? Maybe. But for me, it's like a very small act that I can do. I cannot recommend those links to you guys. I cannot participate in it myself. Now, I haven't gotten my entire household on board with this, so I won't say that there will be no Amazon boxes coming to my house. I've had the discussion. Not everyone agrees with me. But for me personally, the things that I need for my business, for my home, I'm not going to be using Amazon anymore. So it's going to be a shift. All of these things really are going to be a shift for me. I really want 2025 to be a year where I show respect. Respect for myself, respect for the people that I love, and respect for my money. I think that we can view buying things as something we do for ourselves, and it can be if they are items that we really need. But what I think we do that shows even more self-care is having deep-rooted respect for the money that we have earned. A fool and his money are soon parted, as the parable goes. And I don't want to be a fool. And I don't want to be a miser either. I don't want to be Scrooge McDuck, counting my money every day and diving into my big pool of gold coins. But I do want to have respect for that money. I earned that money. I worked hard for that money. And when I go to purchase something that we want or need, I want to make sure that the decision I'm making is done mindfully, whenever possibly is done ethically, and is never done in a rash or frivolous way. I want to take it seriously. This is my year to take money seriously. Scott and I are getting closer and closer every year to retirement. We want to make sure that we have a legacy to leave to our kids. We really want to create some generational wealth to pass on to them. And I don't want my money to just go flying out the door and not to know where it went or who it went to. So comment below what you think. Are you doing any changes to your buying in 2025? I think in the world of goods and services and what things cost, it's going to be a very interesting year, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Like this video, share it with a friend if you found it helpful, and whatever you're doing, I hope you're finding joy. See you next time. Bye.